YouTube check 1 2. What is up, team? Hang on just a second. Hang on just a second on those buy orders for your ticker XRP, for Ethereum, for Bitcoin, for all that good stuff, as I do believe that the pressure to the downside is not quite over just yet. We still have some validations to kind of clear up here, and we still have a little bit of a lower bound to explore within, well, you know, my opinion here, within the XRP ticker. Now, of course, I'm giving you this analysis based on some time frames, based on some retracements here using tether dominance, and also, you know, and or Bitcoin, right? So now we're going to start using a little bit of your typical price action, your typical behavior to determine what low we could be facing here for XRP. Now, don't panic all crazy, right? I'm not talking about macro lows. I'm talking about some local ones. All right, team. As yesterday, you know, I know that I'm gonna get lesser views when I talk about the downside. I know that you know that not everybody likes to hear that, right? But it's I have to be honest with you guys, and I'm gonna be transparent with all that information. Okay, team. So just so that you know, we're gonna just portray it like that. So before you get your entries, please do me a favor and make sure to hit the description below. The link in there is for FHEMEX, our proud sponsors for this episode, and they have given me a specific VIP tier level for you to click on and utilize within the trading of perpetual contracts and or spot price action in crypto. All right, guys. So as we explore the potential bottoms here for XRP and or Bitcoin, just go ahead and click on that description below, on the link in the description below, and you'll get access to that link. All right, guys, thank you so much. And let's go ahead and get this thing rolling and rolling. Welcome back to the channel. Everybody, please do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, do everything necessary to get this thing to live long, thrive, and survive. My name is ARCa, coming at you here at 9:40 p.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, January 14th. Spot price on XRP sitting at 210.022. And yeah, like I said, right, we put up this video yesterday that wasn't necessarily the most bullish, right? We expressed, you know, a very short-term entry, guys. Guys, I have remember, man. When I said short-term upside, I really meant it. Okay, you don't have to get mad at me for saying that. So this was the short-term upside, right? This was just for short-term opportunity. Entry conditions here, right? Exit conditions over here. You know, and that was it, right? So you know, we would pull back, just like this here, right? So all good. Here is what I'm looking at. Number one, if we can just get away from all these lines and lines and lines and lines, you're going to notice that there is an overall area of support right here, right? You see all these wicks there, right? And in some way, shape, or form, you know, this one too, alongside these here too, right? So if we put, you know, kind of a line, I guess, right, at that point, just to, you know, face the top of this area here. Well, you see that we have a very confluent low here that we made. What? This was just, I can't see it. Yeah, very, very early this morning here. That was just around 4 a.m. Pacific time today. So this shows that we are respecting this support. Now, when we break below that support, there is typically a retrace to validate the support conversion into a resistance. And I'm talking about typical price action here, guys, which is something very basic that I'm going to be teaching in the scalpers market, which, by the way, should be guys, I'm going to try to get this thing started here on Sunday the 25th, and that is officially the date for the beginners. It's going to be Sunday the 25th of January, and that's going to be next Sunday, right? So that's going to be starting at just about 10 a.m. Pacific time for the beginners, and I will get back to you on the time for the scalpers market, which should be about 2 hours after that, 2.5 hours after that. Okay, guys. So yeah, for now, just make sure that you guys get yourselves enrolled for that team. Or actually, we kind of stopped that, but should you need access to that, let me know at arcabulls@gmail.com. All right, so yeah, back to this typical price, right? We broke below that support, this acting like a huge support here, right? So that support turning into a resistance, the conversion, it's pretty tough, right? So there is a strong likelihood here that we could be building what's called a dead cat bounce from the immediate short term. I didn't come up with a name, right? Just just know that it does exist here for a reason. And I'm going to give you a tip on that, okay? Let me go ahead and get the camera out of the way. Should you identify this dead cat bounce, right? That rounding top there. The criteria that you need is to is the volume, right, guys? So notice that this is upside here and we're declining volume. That's good. That means that the upside is weak. What happens here, if you start getting an increase of volume on the downside, that's the key criteria for a dead cat bounce. So what happens next, if that happens, right? You would just simply measure. I'm gonna warn you here though. This might actually go a little bit higher than just this target here of 210. It may try 211.4, 211.10, right around there. But right now, since this is the high that we have, you take a measurement, right, with a trend line, just like this, right over here, right? You apply it to that point, and then after this thing creates the U, right? You'll see a target to the downside worth of about, let's see what it says, 205.801. And it looks like we already kind of had come up with that target, right? There it is. Heads up, because the analysis from yesterday is still alive today. All right, team. So remember the key criteria there, right? You're just going to need that volume to kind of start increasing and do its thing, and then chilling, right? But let's. I want to give a quick look here to your yeah. Oh my goodness. Tether dominance. Okay, guys. So here's the scary stuff. Notice the green bar, right? You have two momentum bars, tweezer bottom, hammer candle, right? So this is it's like a multi-phase, or it's several strategies here that are telling you upside. Remember, tether dominance upside would be downside on risk on assets like XRP. Okay, guys? So this being a very strong 4-hour candle, and the probabilities that are 60 to 70% chances of getting a 30 to 50% prior bar retrace, this being your new 4-hour candle, this tells you that we have a relative support coming up at just about that 50% of that 4-hour bar. The prior one, right? So that, guys, that's already telling you that this thing might, okay, here's the relative zone, okay? This downside is the reason why I think that XRP would reach a little bit higher, 211s, all that stuff, right? Okay, so this is your overall support here, right? To use as an area to bounce from and continue. Okay, so this actually does feel like, we may actually try to top out at first these targets right up here, right? So I'm thinking that we have relative support starting at this point, 5.850, to then experience an overall resistance of right about this point, 5.882%. Okay, guys, and that that would be, we know the inversion, guys. So that upside tether would be the downside on XRP. All right, team. So give this some time, all right? Because this is all very relevant. This is the inversion of what we looked at on XRP. Look, this is the point of support, right? We break through it, then we come back and validate it as support when it was once resistance. So we convert it, validate it, continue. The path on this is already very strong to the upside. Okay, so relative resistance are still, I'm not changing my mind here, right? I'm just telling you what I see. Okay, so heads up with your support bottoms, which are going to be located here. You already have the targets for XRP, actually. Yeah. All right, and these are your resistances on that way up. Okay, team. So this is what I'm experiencing here, guys. Maybe a little more upside, like I said, right, on XRP, up to the targets of just around this area of there it goes up, right? 210.643 to maybe even up to, let's just keep it at a yeah, let's keep it here at a 210.643. That area would be your resistance and validation. Okay, guys. So from here, yeah, let's just wait for the bottom side. I still think that we have these targets in line, just like we stated yesterday. And yeah. All right, team. So there is your thread of analysis. Should you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me at arcabulls@gmail.com, and everything will be cool. All right, team. But and also, if you have any interest in getting yourselves into the beginner's course or the scalpers market, make sure to reach out to me at arcabulls@gmail.com. I will speak to you very, very, Jerry, Scary Larry later. All right, team. Adios. And yeah, adios. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment, as I cannot suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, ever, never, 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 ever, 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 ever. I need you to do your own due diligence, and everything will be cool. But with that said, team, I wish you well, a very, very good rest of your night and or day, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios, team. Oh, yeah. Good deal, team. Good deal. Thanks, guys, for watching. This is the spot price. Spot price for XRP. It's actually moving. It's doing what we said it would. But remember, team, that yeah, just remember, guys, that there's always going to be some kind of a ridiculous. I know nobody wants to hear the downside, right? But honestly, guys, those are opportunities. I still think we have upside on this, right? I'm not bearish whatsoever. I'm just giving you the I'm just giving you your typical retracements. That's really all it is. You know what I mean? What's up, Michelle? So the analysis that I just kind of put, yeah, more for the moon bag. That's right. So the analysis that I just put together here, guys, regarding a little bit of Tether and some XRP, that's relevant to everything. You know, the better part of crypto would, you know, essentially react like that. So that just, you know, that's just for you guys. That's just for you guys. You know, your discretion. And still, guys, I think that any of these downsides here into those 207s, 206, 205s, even into the 3 and 4, those are still, I think they would be pretty excellent opportunities to load up, you know, on XRP. All right, guys. So, I know that we're supposed to be mooning, right? I get it. And I get that question a lot. I get the question of like, can you just tell me when it's going to go? Hell no. I don't know when it's going to go, you know? I mean, who knows, right? That's such a tough question to answer. I mean, incredibly tough. But there are potentials, right? There are some rough ideas that we can pick up, you know? And if I see it, guys, you'll know right away. Yeah, exactly. You know what Lou here is saying? When it comes, you will wish for more time, of course. Guardian is saying holding out on that crystal ball. You know, the thing is that there is an idea as to when it's gonna, when, right? But that's dude, it's not historically backed. It's not statistically backed or mathematically backed. It's full of opinion and discretion. So when it comes to that, I tend to stay away from it a little bit, you know, until it becomes relevant or appropriate for me to speak on that. I really don't want to I really don't want to give you guys any type of hopium. I mean, you guys see it, right? The few here, or actually maybe all of you right here that trade with me every single day, you know what I mean. Like I will only present to you what could be a very good probability. Uh, I want to look at the chart again to, in a macro to determine that. When silver tops out, XRP will be next, right? You know what? Some people have mentioned that too, and it is feasible. Yeah. Ninja, of course we can. Yeah, buddy. We'll look at that first for you. No problem. And I'm gonna guys again, right? The title of the video is gonna be like, "Let price come to you." You know, it's I can't say it's going down. You know, timber. I could never do that, right, guys? It'd be it'd be kind of rude. So all good in the hood, team. Just I mean well, right? I don't want anybody to I don't want anybody to feel like I'm being a predator or nothing like that, team. It really is just me being as honest and transparent as I can be. You know? XRP crash coming. No, definitely not. You with GME, I'm sorry, man. Wait, Guardian. Yeah, seriously. I thought you're gonna mention something serious, like actually true. I was like, oh no, here it comes. What did Trump do? I thought you meant it. Oh my goodness. No, bro. It's not a. I just won't do that. I'm not gonna do that ever. Right, but I will try to be as positively negative as I can be. You know what I mean? So guys, team, this is it. Yeah, Lou, man, that's yeah. Sometimes you got to be the catcher, right? It's all good. Crypto Sensei, every video is like urgent. It's just for the potentials of somebody new, right? That hasn't seen your video or who you are. Huge news happening right now as we speak. Price may go to 0, but also 1,000. Leave that blank space in there. But yeah, guys. During this time, I pretty much got the video uploaded and and the artwork done, right? But I mean, the artwork was, to be fair, right? The artwork was done before the live started. Yeah. Old man is saying the moment after you watch the XRP video and realize your toilet paper roll is empty, dude, it has run out of roll. Oh man. Yeah, guys, I just finished that off. So can I get you know what? I can also do this. Can I get a no, not this, that thing is uploading. Wow. Here we go. Can I get so we're gonna see Apple, guys. Who's still long Carvana? Yeah, you can't stop because your legs are numb, and also because it feels like ants are running all over it and biting because you've been there for like 45 minutes. Super sick. Okay, the artwork is done and uploaded. What I was gonna ask is, guys, can you let me know if anyone is long Carvana, if you're long the SPY, and also if you're long Apple. I know that some people picked up Nvidia in light of what I was looking at today. Then you're like, I wish I had. Dude. Nice. All right, team. Yeah, please let me know, team. Let me yeah, that video made me a little nervous. I gotta go pee. Hold on. All right, team. All right. Are you here with me? Let's do this. Let's do this. So we're gonna start off with. Apple here, right? Let's do it, buddy. And there goes, there goes USDT, right into the targets that we're talking about. Let's see what's up. Okay. Yeah, so today, man, incredible amount of confluence here when it came to Nvidia and Apple. That was just something else. Leading the market like that, you know? Okay. Let's see. So it looks like we were expecting on Apple. Ooh, okay. So it came down a little lower than. Wait. Did we actually? No. We did say that it would be here, the 258.21, right, to around 259-ish, or yeah. I think I had to keep this just because in case I said maybe, right? So that's we touched down again at that same place, and that was a true right. That was a true liquidity here. Okay. Okay. What I'm trying to do is just see if this if the play is validating some type of bearish something, right, or not. But seeing that, seeing that the ES is already above your prior day's close. Today's close. It's new daily candle that it's making me feel like, man, there may actually be a run here. So let's pick up the 24-hour price on Apple, because that thing should be looking okay. Yeah. It's completely recovering. Apple is at 259.87. It's just below the entry with a pretty nice pivot. I'm sorry, just below the closing valuation. So 259.87. Okay. So that would be your next. Let me see the 3-hour. And the 4. How low did it go? Hold on. 259.20s, right? Okay. I'm trying to, guys, because it kind of feels like a bull flag. You know what I mean? You're on this bar here, right? You're kind of doing that number there, right? So this bar here is already jumping up to that 259.82 now. And you do have resistances at 259.94. Okay. How are you guys? Okay. Just for the heck of it, just for the heck of it, I need some ridiculous lines. Okay, it either would be this, and that's, man, if this is it, that's reclaiming the inside. So, the better part of your formation would be something like this here. Let me see if I could make it. I think this would be it. Yeah. So, oh my goodness, bro, you're too tired. Yeah, you've been going ham and a half up in here with me, bro. You be safe, man. Love you, buddy. See you tomorrow, bro. Yeah, man. Sleep well so you can perform well. You be safe, brother. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is I'm guys, I'm wondering here if this thing just created literally a false breakdown. Coming up, it's got an exit, it's got an entry strategy of a a bull flag here. It could also be your inverted head and shoulders here. It looks a little weird, but honestly, when it comes to a tiny shoulder like this, I would just probably do the cup and handle. So cup and handle combination, and let me see the cup. Yeah, and also I wouldn't make the line in a regression. I would just take away all the wicks. Yeah, and just make it like this. That's your cup, right? So then you'll take that cup and then put it right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you'll take the cup size. And yeah, this is introducing a 260. It's well within the resistances that we're talking about already, right? That's your cup breakout. Okay. Now, if it really is that we're on a bi-hourly bull flag, right? Like this, then that also has its measured move. So let's see if psychology is doing. My goodness. All right. Yeah, 260, 226 is the target for the bull flag, so that's good too. Okay, so let's it's at 250, it's at 259.72. And this is what the ES is looking like on the daily. This is your opening of the prior day. This is the closing of that prior day, and we are now opening here, drop to this point, peekaboo, and we're up to this point now. So in other words, we're up 20 points from the opening of the daily. Damn. Oh, Sebastian, you're gonna be okay, bro. So yeah, guys, that applies pressure. That applies pressure for the upside. And oh, Josue, you're here, buddy. You told me that you had a ticker too, right? Let me see what it was. Oh, SPY. Good. Okay. All right. So perfect. I now that I know this, it feels like it's going to be one of those rare breakouts. It's completely invalidating your rising wedge. This is not typical, right? It's not typical. But to be fair, it did collect at least its first target. So just in case, right, we're going to test the psychology here. There you go. That's the target there, and that's where price went to. So at least it got its bottom side from the first target. So it is respecting psychology completely, but now it would be to the opposition. So if we have this on this side, and we propose that we would break out in, let's just say that this would probably try for, man, it could gap up, right? So let's just see if it'll try for the, literally at the open of the market, right? Let's see that. And I will take advantage of the smaller target, not the larger one, right? So the target to the upside is absolutely confluent to the bull flag target. Okay. All right. Yeah, we have a bunch of validations in there. And we already have the 3 targets for it, don't we? Let's see. Yeah, we do. Yeah, I'm pretty, unless something else happens, guys, I'm pretty bullish on, oh, I don't see you guys, man. There you go. I'm pretty bullish on Apple. That's looking magical. Okay. Volatility. Let's look at it. Man. Green closes all the way across, right? So 5 minutes up. 10-minute up, 15-minute upside. 20-minute time frame is, yeah, that's not convincing, and it closed green. Look at that thing. Upside into the 30, upside into that, yeah, hourly, and that's where it's starting to look like a bull flag, right? Your bi-hourly time frame, certainly upside. 3-hour time, looking like it just broke its signal, upside, still likely. 4-hour time frame still has that upside, although it's getting a little weak by that time, but it's cascading, right? It still needs to ripple into that. The 6-hour time frame, I would say that this would be it. So that would be 6 hours of upside. If we open up at 259.70, you're looking at around a $2.57 run. So if that's the case, yeah, you're looking at roughly 261, 261.60, 261 around there. So what is that? Okay. I kind of like, okay. So prior day's high is going to be your primary resistance. I would say roughly at about that 260.95. Are we there? 260.95. Hold on. Yeah, that your 260.95, guys, is just a temporary resistance. Like, that's a scalper's resistance. Pullback starts on a 6. And oh, is that no way? Hold on. Is that it? Holy crap, that's it. Let me see. Oh man. That shifted. Okay, so that would be just about 8 hours of downside, and I think that already happened. So from that top side of 260.96 or whatever that was, you're looking at around 3 points down. Back to 257. Yeah, this might happen, guys. This might happen in the pre-market. And also maybe never. Let me see. Okay, the after hours went as low as 259. Okay. I think that downside already happened. So upside continues from the 8-hour. 12-hour up, daily up. Let's see the daily. Yeah, it's still up. And we're all green here. Let's see. Buy daily time frame is still, oh, holy crap. Yeah, your buy daily and your 3-day are looking specifically bullish. Guys, Apple is going to pop. Your 3-day time frame is about to open a new bar. I know it's an indecision doji, right? It's a spinning top here, but I do see this as likely bullish. The signal's not going to be fired just yet, right? Or I mean, unless this 256.80 to closing at, damn, there might be a shot at this pivoted towards the upside. I'm not going to lie. And volatility may finally pierce the 15%. So that we actually would have guys, the 3-day time frame signal may fire by the market open. Holy crap, dude. And that is really, 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 really oversold. You know, I think so, man. Maybe so. Let's continue it. I'm almost done. We have the... So that was down. Hold on. I'm going to come up with that answer here for you. Yeah, so we were facing down 4, 6. That was still down 8 hours. 8 hours time frame up, right? So, okay, so we have 2 days worth of... No, where's the downside? Oh, that should have been the downside. Okay, 4 days worth. There we go. Nice. 4 days worth of downside. Let's see if that already happened, though, right? So this is your new bar already printed. Current ATR low is 249.97. This came down to 256. But that's just the low first, right? We're talking about upside from here. So first, upside worth $9.52, dude. Like this is indicating a 271. What? Hang on. I would say this is about the strongest target there. Oh, financial, bro. What in the... Dude, if it does... I mean, it's not going to... Remember that our daily ATR on this is 4 points. So we're already resisting right in this area here, around 260... there's that gap, 264.85. Right? I know that, yeah, of course we can still make it to 262.81, and that's still a lot of upside here, but I think it might go for the gap. And if there is really one of these days here, then yeah, we can knock it all out in one shot. Financial, you're long this? I mean, if you're long anything that has to do with a SPY right now, guys, you're probably gonna kill it. So this is, yeah, man, for mañana. I don't know about the extension, right? Definitely do not know about that extension to the upside, all the way to 271. But I will tell you that we were already expecting it. Look at this. This is our prior target. And this is the new line I just drew. 271.08. Ah, man, the thesis is still alive. I love it. You're looking for RKLB? Oh, bro, let's go. And let's look at it then. I'm down. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, let's see. Where's your daily? 259.96. Let me go back to the 2 hour. 259.70. There is a chance that there's a chance that we might gap up, but there's also a chance that we may just open at the same place as your post, either your post hours close at 259.70 or your intraday close at 259.96. Like one of those we're gonna open at. So what I'm thinking here. What was that? Yeah, what I'm thinking here is that, dude, we don't have that much. Let me get rid of this. Okay. Let me see what We're closing a couple of buy daily. Okay, your 3-day already closed. Yeah, that's I don't know when we're going towards those targets. The 250, 910. But it would be pretty much right away. Like at the open of the market. And also the reason why that is too is because the 5-day time frame is closing. So approximately 5.2 hours prior to the closing of your 5-day bar, which is 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, right around there, right? That's when you'll start to retrace your 5-day. See? Yeah. Okay. The problem is that your 5-day kind of, let me see your range today. We went down to 256.70. Okay, let me check. 256. Oh my goodness. Your 5-day time frame already more than retraced. We're also closing we're also closing a 10-day. And, you know, the 10-day 50% hard targets would be 267.52 to around 269. So that's this, you know, in 4 hours. This is likely to start decompressing. So we may open up gapped up. This is tough. This is tough, guys. So I think we're going to open up gapped up. And then we got to, yeah. So I want to propose this. I want to propose that we open, I think, yeah, I think here we may open, guys, my goodness, is that really true? I've never seen this thing gap like that. I mean, whatever, but I'm seeing this potential. We may actually gap up to 261.82. This would immediately retrace, right? And potentially find support literally right around that 259.96 or 260, zone. You'll exit it then if, yeah. And from that, because you do have $4.40 on an ATR, this could drop from a 262 to a 259. Yeah, it'll still be fine. And this would then, kind of find that buy side pressure and then catapult. So your take profit conditions for the more immediate short term guys, yeah, 262s to, even all the way to 263.73, that's going to be an area of resistance. And this would then feel likely to just validate your break. That would be a 261 area of validation to around 261.30, 261.70 to, I would say, 261.08. We blast through these targets here, and then that's going to be the question for tomorrow. Can we make it? It may actually happen. There's a lot of volatility being built here. Give you your phantom targets. This is freaking cool. I don't know if we're going to, man, that's a lot of upside. Okay. There it is. This is ticker symbol Apple. So exit, then reload in the down. I mean, if you wake up from a, if you wake up to $3 up or even $2 up, those contracts are going to be super inflated. There's nothing wrong with getting your profit and just reloading at that support. Nothing wrong with that. Or you could just take 60% off. Anything that's giving you gains. Anything and everything. We're not marrying your strike. We're not marrying the expiry date. None of that. You know what I mean? Chill and financial. So whatever gives you gains, at that point, I would probably just start removing, whatever has some cash. So I'll pull anywhere between 50 and 60% of those positions, then re-enter short-term compound on the support for the continuation, which is, what I did today over and over and over with the SPY move. But here goes, guys. This is going to be your ticker here. But dude, kudos for holding this long. This thing is I feel like it's very likely for it to make a big move. And here is the paste. Here you go, guys. That is ticker symbol APL. And let's go into the lounge. Okay. Here we go. So we're going to start off with the everyone. Cool. And yeah, guys, I know that it's sometimes a little difficult to, play this, but should you have executed correctly, I think we haven't had really a red day just yet. But of course, right, things can be left alone, and then we could realize in a loss, and then it explodes, and then you're in the green and you killing yourself. But learning me and learning the psychology behind these volatile days is a very good way for exposure, team. Okay. The ES, guys, check it out. Back again, right under that wick. It already kind of penetrated one time, right? It feels very likely to continue here. Man, we're already gapped up. So yeah, let's find out. Let me, oh, yeah, man, I'm getting old. Let me blow my nose, guys. Hold on. Josue, buddy, were you the one who said that was were you the one that said that was long the SPY? Or which one was it, bro? The SPY? Okay. So Guardian, I know you want to see this too, right? Do we have anybody else that's do we have anybody else risk on the SPY? Man. Sebastian, cool. JP, 90% cash, but you're in the rest in the SPY? Yeah, they're gonna print tomorrow. And expire tomorrow? Man, they're gonna print. You're out? Okay. All right. Fair enough. let's give an eyeball here to the ticker SPY. And let's move out of that screen. Here we go. All right, guys. So the QQQ. Yee. So you know, guys, that the entry conditions today, right, they were set around here, right at the lows. And I was explaining to you based on whatever, right, that we would experience a melt up somewhere between 686 to the target literally to the target we experienced right here, hitting just 1 penny off of the 690.63 where it went to 64, 690.64. So that, guys, that means that we almost did a 5-point move to the upside from that low. And mind you, okay, your daily ATR, your daily average true range, any day that the SPY opens, it can move an average of $5.74. So that was a huge move, guys. A big move. If you did benefit from that, congratulations, guys. That was insane. Okay, just kind of want to put that out there. That's the power that it did. So because of all that power, right? Let me get rid of some non-essentials. That's okay. And that's okay. Okay. So let's see how much, let's see how much volatility has expanded. So here's another question, team. When are we supposed to kind of move the tariff thing? Is that it got postponed, but to when? Would you guys happen to know? let me ask this AI thing and see when that, because that's, it's pretty damn important. Pretty friggin' important. Let's see. If it's a bump and run on the SPY, well, my fight, there is a reason why I think that there could be a continuation to the upside on a very bearish formation. I gotta let you know. Okay, so just number one, right? The cues appear just like this too. We're on a rising wedge, and very cleverly put by you, right? So I had already seen it, but it's just, to me, I'm not really considering the I'm not considering too much the psychological thing out of this, because of the closures, and the statistics of time are leading towards an upside. So I'm not really considering that, the formation. But the formation, now that I would consider it, to kind of meet at a fair ground, would actually, statistically speaking, this would be your ABCD, right? So if it's kind of like an E move that we're facing, so this is going to be likely your X, right? A, B, C, D, and then you have your E move before that potential downside. So what I'm noticing is that we are not. It feels like a fall. It felt like a false breakdown today. So it complete fake out, like Sebastian is saying. Yeah. So this thing, what it would do is test. Actually, here's the behavior of a triangle. Any triangle ever that you face, your typical behavior is that it would start breaking down or breaking out at roughly 65 to 75% the apex of the triangle. So that would be around here-ish. So if we're around this area here for a 65 to 75% to that apex, the behavior would suggest a continuation to the upside on statistics, right? Because these triangles very often break out or break down from that point. They don't have to. They really do not have to break out or down from that point, from the 65 to 75. It's just a typical behavior, right? So the upside, when I was telling you guys that we were about to melt up, from the lows, was because of everybody loading short there. It's a feeling that you get, right? It's the feel of the it's discretion. So I'm thinking to myself here, everybody is thinking downside because it's breaking regression. It's breaking literally your inflection zones here. Completely broken down. So once you have now a secondary candle there, and now people are thinking here that you're just testing resistance right at this point. So everybody is loading puts everywhere in here, right? But I'm thinking, if I was a market maker, if there's anywhere that I would take advantage of liquidity, it would be right here, and I would U-turn this in a heartbeat because of the time frame. So we faced all those closures, right? And then we got that massive run, which is typical, because at the final hour of the day, you would get a retrace, but the retrace was way beyond your day. But remember, we just closed a 3-day today. And a 3-day would typically retrace to its 50%. What do you know? This one actually didn't continue. So it retraced late. So that gives it now an upside probability. you're looking at $686 to 690 to 690.36 in accumulated short-term range volatility and momentum with an upside. This is likely to ripple, is likely to continue. I think we may break 7 into 708, maybe 708, and then this thing would actually bring, it'll probably retrace to 681. We're at the 685s, 680, 682s, around there, around down here. So there may be a false breakout as well, but the false breakout would actually take the whole gain. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm observing in just, you have $5. You have $5 on it, almost $6 on this. And we're already gapped up. What's the SPY on the 20? Guys, can you give me the SPY 24-hour book price, please? Let me, I was going to ask about the tariff thing. TXL, where'd you go? Are you 691.29? What's the high on that, guys? What's the high on the 24-hour book? TXL, buddy, where'd you go? Are you still in here or are you in the YouTube? I see you here now. Yeah, dude. So it's making me wonder. It's making me wonder if we're gonna, very short-term time frame blow off top and put it to 680. 691.57. 708 is my top side, JP. I don't know. Here's the thing. You see where we are. We're at 691.57, 690. So we might as well jump to 692 there. So 692, you're already looking at a 698. Right? Rough, just a little under 698. If you start getting that FOMO, like this thing is going to break 700, the sentiment will take it there and it'll spike like crazy. And then a big selling event could happen. Now, the selling event can happen tomorrow in this next trading session. Why? Because I believe that if we top out in those 702, 708s of the SPY, then that means that people are going to load super heavy for their puts. Then they're going to close in the money on Thursday night, this next Thursday session, right? Then we're going to experience another gap up, a ridiculous retrace towards the upside to pick up all that liquidity from the puts. They won't pay them out. Formation thesis, time, a whole bunch of things. We have I think it was up to 3 months of average true range upside, which is leading to $708. So this could be. Guys, the thing is that I don't think 708 is the top. It could be though, right? Because we're at that point to where you're looking at 1,000, right? So in the 1,000 mark, it's not actually 700 to it's not actually 700 to 1,300 as a resistance. It's actually 970 to 1,070, around there. That's your resistance range. So this could very well act like NVIDIA. Before we saw NVIDIA break 1,000, it capitulated at 960, 965. I'm proposing that 700 is not the top, but 700 will face a gnarly correction to 680. Right? A 20, maybe even 670. Who knows? It could be a 20 to 30 point correction on that. But I think that we close red tomorrow, and we close red big time, big enough to where people feel like we're going to have continuation to the downside, and it doesn't happen. I think we double top 700, 708, 703, 702 on an upside. Just completely fool the system there and just retrace like a mother. Again, guys, I think there's a macro liquidity grab is about to happen here. So if you guys are playing the market, I need you guys to be super careful and very, 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 very sharp. Yes. I think tomorrow we're testing 700. Now, whether we break another 1.5 days of ATR, we know that the SPY is capable of it. But whether it's going to be tomorrow, I don't know. This would entail that some news is coming out. Let's think together. What news would come out for us to really bump up that hard? What could be that bullish? Do we need to check the calendar? Yeah, the guys, yeah. We may get a massive gap up at the open. TXO, oh my God. So I've been following JPM and have been looking at the 300 puts since Sunday. Whoa. Peace with Iran. Did we run on the, when we were supposedly briefed on the whole tariffs being deemed illegal? Because I could have sworn we were deemed illegal, and then it was out of nowhere the next day it was postponed. Did we run? Did price go up? Also, because the SPY hit 6.8. Yeah. Okay. Price did go up on the postponed news. Wait, no. When we remember that we heard that they deemed it illegal, like it happened, right? And then out of nowhere, the next day, we were told that it was going to be postponed. And I believe the markets dropped there from the gap up. Can anyone corroborate to that? Is that a... I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I could have sworn it was deemed illegal. Right? I think somebody said it in the chat too. TXO, was it you, buddy? But it was, right? It was deemed illegal. But then the next day, somebody came up and said, guys, this was just released an hour ago. And then it was postponed. And I think the market dipped. Which, if I'm not mistaken, was Thursday last week. Wednesday was the date where it was deemed good. It was deemed illegal. Thursday in the AM early, that was the point where we said it was going to postpone, and I think the market sold off. What I'm saying is that if it is deemed illegal and we ran on illegal, we didn't fully price that in. Is there an analyst rating on that? Kind of like the kind of like the inflation rate. Is there a probability? The charges with against Jerome? Oh my goodness, dude, I don't know. But I bet there's a lot. Yeah, I bet there's a lot. Let's see. So let's see, JPP under investigation for $2.5 billion building project for the Fed. For the Fed essential fraud. Oh my goodness, dude. Holy crap. You don't want to catch me there, man. I don't want to catch anybody there. Okay. I need to know if there's an analyst rating for the tariffs. Like, are we getting faked out? Are people already talking like on forums and analyst stuff? Like the interest rates. Let me find out. Let me see here. Unless you already know TXO or anybody else. Let me see, guys. I made 10 million on the back end. Wait. Are you talking about GME? Let me where's stupid chat? Hello. Inflation rates expected 2.6 to 2.7, and yes, AMC and what with so this was they said Robinhood, Robinhood escaped there scot-free, So they're gonna have to reopen the case because he did, dude. Vlad and the other homeboy are gonna have an enema. Oh man, colluding for no way. What the heck, dude? If he gets found guilty on that, dude, GME and AMC are going to moon. More so GME than anything else. Holy crap. No wonder you're long on that. Dude, I hate that. JP. Let's see. Is there an analyst? I gotta find out. For the tariffs. Let's see, team. That's your assumption right now? Wow. So there is, there is a probability. They're saying, yes, there are market-based probability estimates and analyst signals about the likelihood of the U.S. Supreme Court ruling on the tariff case, though formal sell-side analyst probability ratings, like you'd see for earnings or macro forecasts from banks, those are less common. Instead, most of the forward-looking probability data comes from prediction markets and market implied odds, which many investors treat as real-time forecasts. What? Here's the clearest picture of what the latest information is. Kalshi and Polymarket, real money prediction markets. Odds that the Supreme Court upholds Trump's tariffs are currently low. 26 to 32%. That implies 68 to 74% chance that the court strikes down the tariffs. Broader market implied odds, analyst market checks. Some traders and analysts suggest that when factoring in structured trades like tariff refund bets, the unconstitutionality outcome odds cluster nears 40 to 45%. Though markets differ, and some models put it closer to even odds. No way, 50-50. Analyst commentary and expert views So qualitative. So this would be analysts at firms like Morgan Stanley have said there's a wide range of possible legal outcomes, not strictly binary. The court might narrow the tariff scope or remand aspects rather than entirely uphold or strike down the policy. Some legal experts argue that ongoing delays in rulings could increase the chance of a Trump victory, because procedural time can matter, right? So, but most still publicly expect the court to reject the emergency powers basis on the tariffs. Oh, crap. Prediction markets, the Kalshi and Poly market, their estimated probability tariffs upheld is a 26 to 32%. For MMTLP, there's actual proof they will because it's not okay. Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's right. It's been there. I mean, dude, and we're talking about, we have cash on hand now, so that I don't think, guys, man. Anytime tariffs are mentioned, we correct the market, but then it just goes. I can only assume that that's going to happen again. We correct and we continue. We correct and then we continue. It's annoying, but notice that. Okay, here's one more thing. Yeah, seriously. Here's one more thing. Have you noticed that towards the end, before, he was mentioning tariffs all over the place. Did you notice that at some point towards the end mentions that the markets just didn't really react anymore? We could be doing that again, to the point where we're just going to be like, oh, dude, like, we're exhausted from selling off. Like, dude, and everybody's getting trapped as hell. I don't think that, October to November and December tariff mentions, in light of that huge Black Swan event, is going to be the same. The markets were crippled. The markets were out of shock. So we may not be seeing that as gnarly. So TXO saying, remember when there was 200 million in options 2 minutes before the yes. Yeah. It was. Everybody was saying, like, someone always knows something. Okay, so I'm sorry, team. This wasn't really a digression. It was more of me trying to get some more information to determine the probabilities of continuation on the market. So we don't have a date, right? So we don't have a date just yet. But I'll tell you what, we do have the positioning on the chart to potentially guess where and or see that there could be a false breakout, liquidity grab, and then massive dump. Because as of now, they kicked the bucket. I have a feeling that we already corrected that. That was the downside, right? Your C to D. Now, yeah. So the next thing is just to let's see. But yeah, guys, yeah. So am I. I think we were at loading today on GME. So guys, we just closed an 8-hour. Yeah, we just closed an 8-hour tweezer bottom on this. And a huge 8-hour candle, by the way. So I honestly think that there's upside continuation. Let me do these real quick. Listen to this nose right here, man. I need to have this damn air not face my face all the time, dude. I hate air on my face. It's so high. I need a stick. Hold on, guys. Let me blow my nose. bro, it sucks. If there's ever a time that anybody wants to load, a super speculative play, well, you're at macro lows here and at a huge demand. Anywhere between that, those low $19, mid 21 area on GME, that has massive moves have happened from there, dude. I did take that seat. As genius as you make me to be here. I wedged it though. Okay. And so yeah, so that's JP. That's all I'm trying to say, buddy. And I think it did reach the macro supports today. Not as low as I think it would have, right? But it bounced. It bounced from the 20s, I think mid 20s, high 20s. 20 I think I had a 2074 or something. But around these areas, dude, just like I was saying for crypto, right? When we were hovering around the 188 or 190, I was signaling the downside for 177. After we hit the 177, we came up and hovered at 185. I started saying, guys, if there is any, if there's any time that you want to load up a bag for crypto, it's now, right? So from there, the next day, 2 days, XRP went up, right? XRP went up all the way to 225, 6, and again, your 203 maybe. I don't think we're going there, but I think you're I think more likely your 205 or 206 into 207, those three targets, 5, 6, 7, those are areas to reload again. Lioness, love you. You be safe, okay? So I am not the biggest fan. I am not the biggest. I will admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of GME or AMC, right? Just because of whatever's happened here in the past or whatever. But there is I got tempted. I got tempted to want to enter little by little, but I don't like the play. I just don't like it. Thought Zeus, how you doing, buddy? Bro, it's good to see you. Dude. No, are you serious? What? Dude, let's go, bro. ARCa on Jimmy, go back to the original squeeze and look at price action. You know what? Somebody was mentioning that to me, that there is that and it was right next to here. Let me give it a quick peep. Oh man. If we even this one too, the middle one. But if it is anything like this, man, then yeah, dude. Technically speaking, it could make some small time runs here. And that would also be equivalent to around March, April. To me, bro, it just looks like iterations of the same thing over and over. Smaller time frames, all that good stuff, This looks bullish, bro. And there's also trickery with this formation because this is a reversal formation. That I will say. So the targets for loading on GME, let me just see if it worked. Oh, it did. Holy crap. The thesis was to drop into these targets here. Anywhere within this green zone to this bottom zone. I thought it was 2074. It's 2070. 2071. Yeah. I really thought that we were actually going to try that 2051, but we didn't. Right? But still, this thing went right into this area today, and it kind of, it went up like crazy. So just heads up, because I'm pretty bullish this right now. Just again, guys, I'm not telling you to enter this because number one, you have to remember that I'm not the biggest fan of the play. We remember that, okay? Just remember that I have like weird. I just have weird, okay? And I shouldn't. It shouldn't matter. But when I don't trade it and I don't have a bias on it, that's great for you, right? Because then I'm completely clean. It doesn't matter. I'll just give you whatever it says and that's it, right? But yeah, 4-hour daily. It is looking. Oh man. Yeah, dude. Yeah, guys, there's something going on in this here. Okay, just anywhere here, guys. This is, if you're gonna play speculation, right? Anywhere in here is a good entry, right in there. Do not over leverage, right? Grade the play, rate it to what your criteria is, and then risk wise. And No, no, no. No, dude, I don't think so. The market entirely is fractal. You know, there's even algorithmic proof from um I forgot his name, and Doctor I forgot his name, but he's I think he's a 70-year-old folk, and he's algorithmic. He's got a few Python scripts running, and has literally created structure out of the chaos. It's it's fractal completely, right? By basis, but yeah, definitely not a true random walk, mathematically speaking. It is structured chaos. But yeah, guys, so just heads up on this. I think GME is at near floor here, or at the floor. Okay. Yeah, I mean everything in prices. Think of the capitalization we got trading, bro. 5 trillion here, 4 trillion there, 4 trillion there, 4 trillion there, 3 trillion there, 1.5 trillion there. So we got just your mega caps are 15 to 18 trillion. What? Mm-hmm. That's cool. All right, team. So here, I'm noticing in the calendar for the where are we? We are Thursday. Farmers. Oh, are we on the? Are we really there? Is that the 15th team? I know, dude. How is it possible? By typing it. I'm not even kidding. Okay, guys, we are not out of the clutches of potential bears here. Look at this. We have continuing jobless claims. The forecast is less. That's a lot of pressure. Okay. Let's see anything else. Okay, we have a couple Feds. Bostic, I think he's a dove though. Fed Bar. These have the 17-week bill auction is the bigger one. We have Barkin too. Oh my goodness. Balance sheet. Okay, so that I mean the majority of the move is going to come in an hour prior to the opening of the market, and that would be based on your continuing jobless claims, guys. Jobs are something that we're taking super seriously right now. So just heads up on that. Okay, you guys are seeing that screen, right? Okay, for those of you, Kareem, are you still in QQQ? I remember you asked me the other day, but I think we capitulated a little lower than I thought. Oh yeah, 100%. I believe it. Okay, let's do it. Yeah. I hear that. I know what you mean too. You'll pick up that pocket and you'll kill it. Let's get it. So let's keep an eye on the ES. The ES right now is still, yeah, we're still kind of gapped up there. What the hell? Okay. Yeah, we're still kind of gapped up on the ES team, so that puts us at 690, 691. Those resistances up there are still good. Okay, so your daily closure, 690.36. We reached a high of 691.57, right? So I will say this, that if we have any resistance there and we don't, we don't gap up our KOB, that's right. We gotta take a look at that. If we don't gap up, that far, then I think the gap up may be a little limited. But the whole idea here is that if we do gap up, the entry conditions for you are going to be in 3 different places. And those places are very dangerous. So number 1 would be your daily closure, and also your opening of the prior day. So let's start putting those targets here together real quick. Just about that point. So this area now would become technically green. Holy crap. Yeah, we're becoming green. Becoming green. And following that, yeah, let's keep this as that yellow, because it's just it looks like a focus here. This is, guys, if you do go down there, just keep it light. Keep it very, very light. Because the next thing here is to retrace the dailies 50%. The SPY just closed a gigantic freaking hammer candle here. This is really likely to, to kind of continue towards that upside. I've actually seen a few of these candles work out. Like, it's kind of like this one here, right? And having this all the way, it's almost like no, it's definitely not like an abandoned baby, but still it's got exposure like this, right? You create something like that and it goes up, right? So any of those types of candles like that, especially at macro bottoms, you get a huge reversal. So I'm pretty optimistic on that. There's one right here, right? Huge continuation to the upside there. I guess the pair of these two. So when it happens that good, oh man, what about this one here, right? The problem with this one is the wick. It's not long enough. So if you're comparing apples to apples here, check it out. So I think that this could lead. The only way that this would fail is the only way that this would fail is, yeah, I think so, Sebastian. That is if there's bad news. Okay, so number 1, remember the retrace. 2 areas for you to observe. Zone number 1, let's just put the damn targets here. Get this done quickly. Here we go. $691. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Sorry guys, that was your your condition would be to gap up, which we're still kind of, right? But remember that this is just, it's for you to know that could be the target where you would enter from the gap up. So that's conditional here. We're entering because there's a gap up. Let's get this one. I hate it. It doesn't, I hate it because it doesn't snap. Okay. And then now the, this guy here. Oh yeah, we'll just put him out here. Let me get rid of this trajectory because it's already something that we kind of observed. Okay. And then that would be like this. Potential entry conditions are faced. There's still room to 50% your day, right? So we'll talk about that. But I mean, I hope it doesn't. It just you do have that liquid bottom pretty confluent to that 50%. Right? So I'm gonna put it just around here because I think that's what we're actually doing. Right? So this would bounce towards the upside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. We're at the 50% of the 3-day. Yeah, guys, this is very little retrace. I think it's a very temporary retrace. So this, yeah, team, I think we're, holy crap. 692.79 first resistance. This would pull you back to 690. And I think we're going to continue here. What? The pullback from this 694.21 could be right around this area here, like 692.72 before a continuation that could take us to this high here. 697.30-ish, right? But the statistics are leading towards the 698. I think that's what's gonna probably happen here. You know, so let me put those targets there. This is ridiculous, man. And here's the thing, guys. Remember, I'm saying that that's what I was about to say. That we're expecting we're expecting lower jobless claims, which if we come at the forecast or lower, that's pretty bullish. And if we have other news that's really bullish, which is what I was telling you about earlier, then I'm saying that if we really have the thesis that we're going to make it, where we're going to really make it all the way to 702.358, that would be assuming that something really, really bullish got announced. So I'm proposing the potentials of some kind of news being released in light of how the chart is looking, which would then explode us towards that upper bound. So, but for now, let's just be real careful. The criteria, first of all, right? Remember that jobless claims are coming out an hour prior to the open. So that's going to right away tell you if we're above the prior date's close or not. That's the primary criteria here, that we are above the prior day's close. We are gapped up. If we're not gapped up, then there's no play. Okay, team? So that is the entire criteria here for now. Okay, team, let's go ahead and print this. And I wouldn't doubt for a second that the cues look just like this. Here is, this was a SPY. Guys, let's look at RKLB then QQQ. Who is guys, who's long? Is anyone long Gush? I'm asking so I can literally just get rid of it. Did everyone pull profits on that, or did it run or no? Nothing, guys? Let me take a drink of this thing. So it ran up only just now. Are you risk on it? Or is anybody else risk on Gush? Hey, I gotta say, just about 2 days ago, Financial mentioned that he was liking exactly the position where it was. You know, so there might be a pullback. You know, there might be a pullback on it, but that was an extremely well executed call from, I don't know if TXO you did too, right? But I think it was Financial that pointed it out, that he was liking right where it was. Bro, thank you so much for that call out. Okay, if it wasn't you, then I think it was Daniel. But dude, I'm pretty sure you didn't know when I was charting it. I think it was, I don't know. But bro, thank you. TXO, I remember. Yeah, that's what I said. I remember it was you, right? But I think alongside you, I think it was Daniel. But dude, but yeah, bro, thank you so much for putting that call out there, man. And from 2 days ago, right? It was either yesterday or 2 days ago. But awesome discretion on that. You got it from really? Okay. Then because you just said that, you just reminded me of something. Guys, are we looking like we should actually be trading SLV or no? Like, should we be risking on that, or did we pull back? Because I heard that we were running like crazy on the metals. Then those could be those could be acting supports. Maybe so. Damn, above 90. Wow. Okay. I got, yeah, let me put it in the lounge and then let's go. Cool deal, team. Financial, let me look at that ticker, bro. You're talking about Rocket Labs, right? So, dude, are you sure you want Rocket Labs or do you want ASTS? Because I think those two run in tandem, and I'm not sure if ASTS is the primary runner and RKLB is the tailwind. But if you're noticing something or a specific catalyst for RKLB, then let's kill it, All good in the hood. To 100? Dude, that one good trade did say that like a year ago. Damn it, man. Yeah, okay, this is going to be where I look at power for. Let me just put that in here. For Michelle. Okay. I think that may have been the one. Let's see. He said it He said it around 3 months ago. Yeah, he did, huh? Okay, so yeah, guys, if you're out of gush, I could use this, right? Rocket Lab has a crypto coin. Did you see that? My goodness. Heads up on that. Options called out ASTS over a year ago when it was at $9. Yeah, he did. No. It wasn't him. It was Smoke. It was Smoke that was all like, he's like, I got my play right here. You remember? He's like, they don't got any competition. And I was like, what? So I think he did it. Yeah, I remember. Smokey, dude. He killed it with that one. I got to, not too many like those, right, for him. Right, but he definitely nailed it on that one. God. Oh, my goodness, dude. Good stuff. RKLB, right? Okay. Damn, good memory too, Kareem, You jogged mine for sure. I wouldn't have been able to remember if it weren't for you mentioning that. I'm like, really? Because I was thinking already it was that it was hold on, what the heck? Well, that's really weird. Okay, whatever. That it was Devil Dog because he came in here with LAES and they all are tied. Okay. Dude. Does this have 24-hour price? You still have them in your 401k? What? Nice. Did you do the same for NRGV? I think somebody said they were doing that too. I think Destiny was the one that got the biggest gains out of that. Oh, damn. Okay, let's go to the 24-hour book on this and see what price it has. Let's see. Connect, son. I had to take myself out of the just in case. I started to notice a weird connection. Okay, so it's sitting $1.71 below the close, so it's at 90.04. Okay. If it continues, because it hasn't continued just yet, but if it continues, there's a man. Guys, this is getting, I don't know if $100 will correct this. MP, let's go, bro. I will tell you this. I don't know if this is going to correct at $100 when it actually taps it, right? I don't know if it did either in the after hours price, but this has a major reason to retrace to 70. Major. So a lot of people are going to load long at around 77.49, and right when it reaches $82, this will likely again start testing, start dropping again toward. This is just a warning for now, okay? This daily gap has a lot to do with a bunch of supports in here. So if it comes down to, wanting to maybe touch down on that, you have a major support system at the bottom of the gap right here, and also in here too, right? So that area there, this entire area there has not really been tested, but could be tested again. But I think, honestly speaking, that this would be more along the range of your traditional supports. Yeah, right about this point. And I'm just going to put this as a liquid bottom. Right about this point for a fake out. The weekly and the monthly timeframes on MP. What does that stand for, bro? What a huge daily close on this. That is powerful. Okay. Let's create that first. I'm just gonna create this, guys. Not saying that it's gonna go there. I'm just saying that prepare yourselves should it reach 100, that it could be doing this. But now that I'm just gonna, I need to have that. So now, speaking of the TXL, love you, buddy. You be safe. Reconvene here at the AM. This is a very high probability, retrace to your to the confluent areas of your your prior days, 2 days, 3 days, because we just got a 3-day close too, right? So this 3-day looks like this. And the only 50% areas that are in here would be actually 30%. So it would be what's tangible, right? If it fails that, it would be, oh, even the 5-day. Oh, crap. That's another reason to go down. My goodness. One day left on your weekly ATR. $95.41. Three rising methods. I think this is kind of like, does this run with the SPY? What the? I'm sorry. Let's see. Weekly time frame is, everything's distracting here. Hold on. Your weekly time frame on this is sitting at 59% positive. Let's see your daily. Holy crap, it's at 87% correlated. 4 hour head, it's still correlated, but kind of diminishing here. Diminishing on a 6. 8 hour time frame is sitting at 87%. 12 hour, 87%. We saw daily at 87, 74 on the buy daily, 73 on a 3-day, 56 for 65 and 15. Okay. What about immediate short term? 75% 30-minute. It inverted itself in the after hours. Slight inversions in the 1, 2, and 3. Okay. The reason why I'm looking at this is because it's because the overall markets are demanding. They're starting to demand attention here. Oh, dude. Yeah, that would be pretty powerful. Okay, equal velocities at that 30-minute, dude. That's so random. Oh, I wonder if the hold on. I wonder if the hourly. Let me see when it did it. Was there news released on RKLB today? That's and the markets continued. Yeah, they rallied afterward. Okay, I think yeah, I think that RKLB is starting to correlate to your broader markets, which means that it has the same probabilities that the it has those same probabilities of the a potential bearish formation turning into a bullish one. It looks like this cluster here. It looks like an ascending channel. So if there is an ascending channel, there may be a top to that. But it is correlating. I see. So roughly here, and it was a false breakout. This is probably going to return. This is probably going to, I think it's going to do it. I think it's going to go up. Let me see. Given that we break out again, right? 7 a.m. Pacific time, similar to the SPY. I have a target of roughly $98, $97.99. Kareem, what you showing? Let's take a look. Hold on, we're sitting at price just opened, guys, and it opened at 89.90, and I have an 89.89. What we just drew. Let's see. Global Star. Yeah, no, I tested this before and it definitely wasn't. It wasn't tracking it, but correlation coefficients is showing that recently it is. But it would be these satellite services, all those, right? Yeah, ASTS was a whole different thing too. Very cool. Thank you, Kareem. I know, dude. I have to get used to this new place. It's never been like this. God. Hold on. Let me blow my nose. Jeez, dude. Oh, financial, I love you, brother. I guess I gotta ask the permission of the team. But let me at least feel what it's like to get this one done here. Okay. All right. So yeah, team, I think this would be an area to load. But I'm not gonna follow the correlation because it's still not all the way there. It's growing. It's showing that it does have immediate consideration, but I can't trust it. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So we have a 5-minute time frame upside, green close on that. That's good. Let's take it into consideration quickly. All right, 10-minute time frame still has upside. 15, let's see, upside. Almost. There. Let me see the hourly. Hold on. There we go. Okay. Hourly time frame upside. Should it be that we open at 90? Your immediate short term would probably pull this back as low as this wick here. That's just around your 88, 89, 88-ish. This would bounce towards the upside. 1 hour's worth of price, that would be 155. So 91.55 appears to be the next resistance. So 91.55, getting really close to your prior day's high, which I believe that might as well be the case. Okay, team. So I'm gonna propose to you again, right, that this does resist at let's see, do we have anything there? Yeah. Oh, okay. So downside first, find your support here somewhere around that 89, 80, 89, 74 is low. Oh, no. Sorry, it was this one over here, right? Let's just say 89, 88 or whatever that was. Somewhere around there. Okay. The bounce would start to your 91. I'm saying that we would likely resist and maybe even slightly break out, right? So I think there's going to be a false breakout on this. And then, the next thing is where are we going? Yeah, we'd have to, I think we still have to test, not have to, but I still think it would be wise, right? To test that, the lower bound here at 89.13. The thing about that is that we're at a 90 target. 90 is a very psychological number, but I do believe that to be the case. So immediate short-term downside, upside into slightly above your prior day's high, continuation to the downside here to test that actual low. I don't think that we would have any. That's really bad of me to say, but I don't think it's gonna guys. I don't think it's gonna do this, but it would benefit highly for this thing to go to 86.20. If we open up, yeah, we couldn't do that. I'm not going to propose that. It may be possible, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're bouncing from that 89.13, and now, guys, I think we're going to try for it. I think we're going to try for this, this upside here. Man. And then you would experience that fall, which is exactly that's kind of what the SPY is indicating. 6 hours up, 12 hours up. Yeah. Okay, daily up. My goodness, dude. This is way bullish, bro. 5-day up, weekly, bi-weekly up. This is crazy, dude. I'm going to have to stop at some point, right? This thing is accelerating to the upside on a 4-week. Still upside, still upside. Okay, what's opened here recently? Let me see, your 5 days about to close. All right, so your 5-day, we'll use this. This thing is about to close, which means that it could face some kind of a blow off top. The current ATR top on this is 95.75, which is pretty confluent to some of the targets that we were already talking about. Right up here, 97, and let me go to a smaller time. I put there that in complete discretion, but no, I really mean this upside. Okay, so your 5-day closure on guys, I think it's gonna try to top out tomorrow. I don't know about this. It's got $6. That's 96, guys. It actually may try to top out tomorrow, or Friday very early. You know, into the market open. It might actually try to get up to those highs, because there is a probability of this thing going just to your $95, $96 target, because statistically that's what it's saying. But that doesn't mean that there is a volatility, psychological component considered. There's none of that. We don't know what the FOMO is going to do, but we know that near $100, people can sell off right away, because, you know, the fear of being the one holding the bag for everyone. So if that's the case, damn, then tomorrow 95 or 96 may be the top. Break above that and start closing above 96, dude. Holy crap. I think it's going to try something really big into Friday or into the after hours this next session. And then the pullback on this. That's really where I think it's got some meat. Back down into the mid 80s to lower 80s. Validate resistances at a 50%. Retrace. Continue to the downside. 10-day closure just happened. 50% 10-day closure is landing at around $77. It's closing this next session here. So there's a lot of macro to this too. Like I can't answer this question just for the immediate short term. Just in case there is the probability of wanting to swing it, you know? Please be careful with this team. But this is really bullish. It is. There's no way in hell it's not. Okay, guys, and I'm gonna put a fib to tell us where. Yeah, of course. 95.62 to 96.55. Two spot 272 to the 2 spot 618 fib ratios. It's perfect. It's ridiculous, man. So this is the consideration here, guys, through additive math. That would be your longer out trade. I mean, the full day. Could be exit here. Okay, let me put red on it. There you go, guys. Okay. Let me put this here, team. This is RKLB, Rocket Lab. Super bullish. Looking good, guys. but I have to urge for you to be really careful, okay? We're near, I think we're near highs. Some of which can like absolutely kill us, like bad, you know? We could get trapped. So don't trust the direction too much, okay? So guys, I'm not gonna lie. Some financial here offering me that is like I definitely need to take it. I'm a little tired and I'm definitely out of breath. And let's reconvene, guys. We're just at about 3 hours right now anyway, and we had class before this too. So, dude, let's get some rest. And maybe I'll try to sleep as early as I can. No work. I'm not gonna get in touch with TradingView either because I've been fighting with them to get our server back up. We still don't have. That's why I asked if you guys had any issues with the indicators, because I can't access my original account after they charged me so many times. So I put a charge back on them, and then they were like, "Oh, now you're under investigation. We get charged for that." It's like, dude, you charged me like $700. What the hell? On a Black Friday deal or an end of the year deal? Cool, bro. So yeah, team, that's what's been happening, team. So let me call it here, team, and we'll get back to it. At the AM, guys, I think we're gonna gap up pretty good. Okay. So there could be a consideration to taking profit of your stuff. You can always reload. Okay, team, be careful. But I owe you one, guys, okay? I love you all so much, and we'll talk very soon. Good night, team. Bye, everybody.